Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do a very, very traditional British dessert, bread and butter pudding. So this is actually a sensational thing. It's very cheap and it's a great way to use up leftover bread, stale bread. And the reason I'm doing it, it's a dedication for Cerys, who has been married to Craig Jessop for just over a year, and quite happily apparently. So, and bread and butter pud is one of her favourite things. And the reason that I'm doing that is, if you've been following my videos, and you know, why not if you haven't, you'll be aware that a few videos ago I had a disaster with my microphone, whereby the end of the audio jack that plugs into the camera detached itself from the audio jack and was stuck in the socket of the camera. So I managed to get it out, and here it is. So also shout outs to a few people who suggested the method for doing that. That's Mr. Krasker and Dean Swetman. And the method is you get something like a skewer, a wooden skewer with a nice square end. Just dip it in glue. I use Gorilla Glue. Stick it in, let it dry overnight, and then yank it out. And it worked first time. Brilliant. So thanks to Craig for fixing a new jack on my old mic. In the meantime, I got another one. So I've now got two of these little babies. So hopefully, you know, a backup is always good. And these always break. So yeah. Anyway, I digress. Bread and butter pudding, delicious. Let's do it. Okay, ingredients for bread and butter pudding. Bread, butter, similar stuff to make custard with, really. So I've got 8 slices of bread, I've got 75 grams of butter, 3 eggs, 200 ml of milk, 100 ml of heavy cream, double cream, 3 tablespoons of demerara sugar, 60 grams of sultanas, a sprinkling of nutmeg and a splash of vanilla essence. So the bread, any kind of bread you like really, but you know, traditional tasteless white bread is pretty much perfect. Sugar, any kind of sugar, but I like the kind of richness of demerara. And the fruit, currants, raisins, sultanas, or a mix, whatever. Okay, let's do it. So first thing to do is deal with the bread. I said 75 grams of butter. The actual quantity you need is just enough. Meaning just enough to butter each slice of bread on one side, and also to butter the dish that you're going to make the pudding in. So there we have a large pile of buttered stale bread. Yum. Now we need to arrange one layer of the bread in the dish, in the bottom of the dish, and just try and overlap each slice, and then just sprinkle on about half of the sultanas, and just a sprinkle of nutmeg, and then another layer of bread and butter. Oh, I can smell the nutmeg. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nom. Okay, that's the second layer, and just pop the rest of the sultanas on. Not like that, spread them out. And more nutmeg. And then just the last few bits of bread and butter. You don't necessarily want to overlap these, they'll just kind of be more of a feature on the top. Right, now we need to heat together the milk and the cream. And you want those quite hot but not boiling. Absolutely don't let them boil. And while that's happening, we'll mix together the eggs and the sugar. Add the sugar. Okay, that's hot but not boiling. Oops. So I'll pop that over the eggs and sugar, give it a good whisk, add some vanilla essence, and then just carefully pour it over the bread and butter. Try and get it everywhere. Fabulous. And you might want to just press it down somewhat, just to get rid of any spaces in there, and just make sure that your bread is getting well soaked in custard. Now, you can leave that for about 10 minutes or so while the oven is preheating. You want it to be 160 degrees Celsius if it's a fan oven, convection oven, or 180 if it isn't. Nom nom nom, can't wait for this. Actually, I forgot, just sprinkle a little bit more of your sugar on the top before you put it in the oven, because that will turn nice and golden brown and a little bit crunchy. And that goes in the oven for 40 minutes. Okay, time's up. This is looking, oh, spectacular. Oh my goodness. Oh, just amazing. Look at that. Woo! It will probably sink, but yeah, I declare myself impressed. Okay, I told you it'd sink. Oh, it's Mrs. KeefCooks! Yay! I made a bread sandwich.
This looks lovely. I know it's turned around so you guys can see it, but I want to see it properly. Oh, isn't that lovely? It's one of those childhood things.
Oh yeah. I should have cut the crust off though.
Squidgy and crispy. No, you're supposed to keep the crust on. Oh, that's nice. It's not too sweet.
Like me.
When my mum used to make it, it used to be wetter than this. I think I prefer this.
There you go. Good pud.
Do you like it?
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
Okay, bread and butter pudding. There you go.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Oh, stop it.
And that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. Now please do the usual: likes, shares, comments, subscriptions, donations, patronage, all that good stuff. Or just some of it. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.